Okay, if I type sudo docker images, so I have only these images. I deleted all the remaining images. So right, let me show it how to build from scratch once again. So you don't have other than these two, I don't have any custom images. So now I want to create an image. For that, what I have a Docker file. I have a Docker file. For this Docker file, I corrected this. Right? If you use add, right, it will download from this URL. It will download and place inside this. If I want to use copy here, I can use, but I'll show that for KCMaven WebJar. So what it will do is you have to download using this URL. Using this URL, first you have to download the WAR file and keep it here, and use copy to copy from source location to destination. Right? You have to use that. Okay, we'll see that for KCMaven WAR file, but not now. So let's continue with the add only. So I want to build an image. Sudo docker build -t my first image :1.0. Right? So I want to build an image. The image name should be the image name will be my first image, and the tag I am giving it as 1.0. This is alphanumeric. You can give anything alphanumeric, not only 1.0, ABC also you can give, right? 1.abc also you can give alphanumeric. And using which Docker file it has to create? In my current location, there is an Docker file. Using that Docker file, so we should not give the Docker file name. The location we have to give it is in Docker. Docker file will be always, most of the time we'll keep it in current location, so we'll give it, right? So I want to build an image. You observe here, total 5 steps are there in the Docker file, right? Docker 5 keywords. The first keyword it is saying, but it is pulling so many things, not one time. We have given only one base image, but it is pulling many pulls. It is showing. Okay, what is that? We'll see in some time. But observe here. Observe here. Right? Done. The first step is done. Then it is doing, added a maintainer, and the third step you observe here, it is downloading it is saying. So from this URL it is downloading the Jenkins WAR file. After downloading, it will place inside this destination. So in that, whatever in the first step it has downloaded Tomcat, right? So the Tomcat, inside the Tomcat it is going to place. So this destination is nothing but the path of this Tomcat, whichever download in the first, the base image path, right? After downloading, what it has done, so it placed inside this. Next, it exposed that with 8080 port number. Then it is removing intermediate container, something it is showing. Okay. Then it's showing CMD, something it is showing. Fine. Now successfully built image and tag. You observe here, successfully built image. This is image ID, successfully built image ID. And it is saying successfully tagged, something it is showing. That -t, whatever we have given here, right? That is nothing but a tag. Okay, what is that? I'll tell you in some time. Tagged, something it is showing. Okay, fine. Have you observed what it has done?
Yes.
Then, right? You understood. So this I'll explain in some time. Okay, if I forget, remind me why it is showed multiple pulls. So you remind me after if I forget to explain in some time. Now you see here, it is saying that command catalina.sh, but it haven't executed that. Now you observe here, even if I type sudo docker images, you can see here. So the Tomcat, the base image, I said, right, the from whatever we have, that is also one image, right? It has downloaded. Okay, downloaded that also. Next, along with that, these two were there earlier. So along with this, it has generated this image also, the custom image for now, just about a minute ago. Understood, guys? Our custom image has been created. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Now I don't have any Tomcat running, even though I have given catalina.sh. This CMD just added to the image. This is as one of the instruction which has to be executed at the container creation. But this is not, catalina.sh has not executed now. This command has been added to our image, saying that the container, whenever you create a container, immediately after creating the container, you execute this. You start the Tomcat using this. Now tell me, in this image, what and all there? What and all present inside this image? Do it have Java? Do it have Tomcat inside this? Yes or no?
Yes.
So it has Java and Tomcat. Inside the Tomcat, whatever it have, inside the Tomcat, it also has Jenkins WAR file. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, if I give this image to you, do you need to download Java?
No.
No, image has everything already there. You no need to download Java. You no need to download Tomcat. You no need to place Jenkins variable. Everything is there. So if I give this image to you, you run that, you create a container out of that image. That's it. It will work. So now let me try to create any container out of this. Let me create a container out of this. How to create a container?
Docker run.
Run
Image name.
image name, right? Image name. My first image colon 1.0. My first, I think, yeah, my first image colon 1.0. Now see whether it will create a container or not. Now see this. But I have to run it in a detached mode. You observe this. If I don't run it detached mode, see, it has started my Tomcat. It started my Tomcat here itself. It is showing in the terminal. If I close the terminal, my container will get stopped. My container will get stopped. So that is the reason I want to run it on a detached mode. Hyphen minus, minus ITD you have to define. Else, if you don't give that, it will show here only. Then it is a problem for me. So now how to access the container? Okay, let's see this once. Okay. So not only we should not start like that, we have to give something else also. For now, let me try to, okay, sorry, not this one. Let me get the IP address. Okay, so I can access like this, but we should not be accessing directly like this. Directly, see, if you try to access like this, it will not work. Accessing is correct, but how we started the container is not correct, right? It has to be accessed as it has a, see, we started CentOS. CentOS need a port number to access? No. CentOS, hello world image, we can't even access it. It doesn't need port number. But if you want to access Tomcat, it need port number, right? Okay, we'll see that. We'll see how to access that. But let me complete some more basics. Yes, minus A. If you observe this, sorry. If you observe this, the container will be in a stopped state. See, just now we started this using this my image, we created one container, right? So it is in exited state. Why it went into exited state? Because we haven't started with detached or interactive detached mode. It started when I closed the terminal, it stopped. But even I was unable to access it also, right? Why I was unable to access it? We'll see in some time. Let's start one by one. Before I forget, let me explain that about why the image has showed so many pulls. See, so we have given that from as a Tomcat JRE, right? So the Tomcat JRE image will be there in the Docker Hub. So this is my Docker host. This is my Docker host. So when I have specified that as the from, this image as a from, it will pull the image here. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Right? When it is not only this, anything like when we run this Docker pull Jenkins image, Docker pull hello world, Docker pull CentOS, whatever it is, when the image is pulling from Docker Hub or any registry to our local, how it pulls is it will pull layer by layer. It will not pull the entire image. It will not pull the entire image at once. This image, go on mute, guys. Okay, this image again divided into layers. For example, turn off your cam. Don't ask me to then check who is it. Don't waste time. See, if I touch that, my system got hang. Okay, so put off that. So now what I'm saying is, when you try to pull the image, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So when it is pulling the image, it is not going to pull the entire image at once. The image.
No.
Okay, why it showed multiple pulls? Have you understood, guys?
Sir, your voice was not audible. We didn't hear.
So are you able to hear me now?
Now, yeah, we are.
Okay. Yes, so I was saying, if you have an image, when you try to pull the image, it will not pull the entire image at once. Why? Because that image again divided into small images. Those are called as layers. Layer is nothing but an image, small image. So our image is divided into layers. So when you try to pull the image, instead of pulling entire image, what it will do is it will try to pull layers, first layer, second layer, third layer, fourth layer, like that. Okay, it will pull layer by layer. So that is the reason it has showed multiple pulls. Instead of pulling entire image at once, it will pull layers. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is the reason. That is the pull is not for the image, for layers. So as there are multiple layers there, it has showed multiple pulls. Okay. Now, for think this image has been pulled. This image has been pulled to our Docker host, right? Layers. The image has been pulled based on the layers. It has pulled. Okay, fine. Just think it has pulled. Now, why the image is divided into layers? Sir, you may get one question. Sir, why it has divided into layers? Why can't be it as a single image? Why can't it be as a single image? You may question me. Why it, the benefit, there is one benefit. What is that? Yes. Again, my pen got hang. See, I have Tomcat image. The Tomcat image is divided into small layers, right? So that layers, small layers are nothing but few more images, right? That layers are nothing but small images. For example, the Tomcat needs Java. So one layer is related to Java. One layer is related to something like that. It has divided. Now you have similar image like Tomcat or something else. There is one more image. Now when it, or else this different, the image with a different tag or else similar image, something, right? This also divided into layers. When you pull the image from here to here, there are some common layers between this Tomcat and this ABC image has some common layers. Now, when you try to pull the image, as there are some common layers already in the local, it will not pull those images which are not common. Only those layers it is going to pull, which are the common layers between these two images, right? Those are already you pulled, right? For this image, those will be used for this image. So that is the reason it is very lightweighted and saves memory and it is fast, we were saying, right? This is one of the reasons. The images are divided into layers. So if there are any common layers between multiple images, the same layers will be utilized and it will not download the same layers once again. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is the reason it has shown. Next, now I have the images. Okay, now this is also got disconnected. Okay, so now I have an image created in my local. So you know, right, that image, as we packed everything, right? Whatever the prerequisites we need, Java, Tomcat, inside the Tomcat, var file, everything is there. Now, if I give the var file, that image to you, what you need to do? You just need to create the container. That's it, right? You no need to download anything, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now, okay. So now let me connect here. So as the image is in my local, means in my host or my Docker host, can I directly create the container for that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
so
sir.
I connected to my Docker host. Right. I have this image I already have, right? This image has Tomcat JRE inside the Tomcat Jenkins var file. This image is there in my local only. So can I create a container for this?
We can.
Yes, sir.
I already showed you how to create a container, but that is not the proper way exactly. So what we have to do is Docker run
-T.
Docker run my image, my first image :1.0. Okay, 1.0. I have to give. But what I want to do is I want to give it run it in a detached mode, IDD, detached mode. Because if I don't give this, what will happen? It will start the console. That we know, right, how to, when we start a Jenkins, everything will show in the console on the logs, right? If I close the terminal, it will, my container also will get stopped. No, I don't want to do that. I want my container to be running in the background. So I want to keep it as -ITD. Along with that, you have to give port number mapping also. Now tell me, on what port number your container is running? I said containers are isolated from your network. Each and every container will get one private port number from that network. One IP. It's not port number, sorry, one IP. One IP from that network will be assigned to that container. Okay. So now I want to create a container. That container will get one IP address. And also in the Docker file, I have explained expose 8080. My container will be running with 8080 port number internally. So now I have this Docker host. Now I have created one container. The container is running internally. Container need one port number that is internal to our Docker. that is internal to our Docker. The container is running with 8080 port number. Now I want to access it from outside world, right? Now, if you want to access from outside world, first the request has to come from the host, Docker host, and then to the container. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So where you have that container? Inside our Docker host.
Yeah, Docker.
Yes or no, guys?
Yes, inside
Yes, sir.
Docker.
Yeah, if you want to access the container, first you want to reach that host and then come here. So now you have to map. Hey, you have to tell your Docker host, hey, Docker host, a container is running for me with 8080 port number. Host will have, in Tomcat I explained, so I'm not going to repeat it once again. In Tomcat I explained. If someone is trying to access this host, if someone is trying to access your host with 8080 port number, you please redirect that to that container, which is also running with 8080 port number. So this is host port number. Okay, I forgot it is the reverse or something. Okay, I forgot either this is container port or host port. I forgot. Just I'll correct it once again. So let me just check once. I might have explained somewhere. So whatever it is, we'll see that later. So one port is container port, right? Container is running with 8080 port, right? Now I'm saying if someone trying to access the host with 8080, you redirect that to the container which is running with 8080. So this is one is host port. So you cannot directly access the container. The request has to come to that host. How you access the host? If it is physically installed, right? You can access the host, it will be redirected. But here it is the container, right? Container will have its own port. So you are saying if someone tries to access like this http:// IP address of this host :8080. If someone tries to access like this, you please redirect. I can have multiple containers. I can have multiple containers like this. You please redirect that request to this container which is running on 8080 port number. So for that you have to tell like this. So I'll explain more about this port numbers once again. For now you remember. So if someone tries to access the port host with the 8080 port number, that has to be redirected to the container which is running with the 8080 port. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm going to create a container. Now tell me, while creating this container, what has been executed? Immediately after creating the what has been executed, the CMD was there.
ID.
The CMD was there, right?
Yes, sir.
.sh run. That has been executed. See this? So this container is running. Now if I see, it is saying 8080 TCP 8080, it is mapping, right? So container name, we have to give custom name, but I have not given. So you can see it also port number 8080 redirecting to 8080, it is showing. So the host is, if the host is accessed from any IP address, whoever access with the 8080 port number, if someone is accessing your host with 8080 port number, that should be redirected to your container, which is running with 8080. So now I'll take this IP address, same my host IP address and 80, I'm typing this. Now you'll be able to access your Tomcat. Now you see here, the Tomcat is running. If I want to access Jenkins, which is present inside the Tomcat, Jenkins. So this is the context root of my Jenkins, which is deployed inside our Tomcat. You can access like this. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So my Jenkins is getting access. And what is the proof that, sir, CMD is executed on this container? What is the proof? Right? So if you want the proof, what I can tell you do is here. Okay. So images. Okay, here let me show. Otherwise, let me show in this way. I think it will be easy. This is the container. This is the container ID. Let me take this. Sudo docker logs. How to check logs? Docker logs. You see here. So these are the logs printed. So if you see here, this is while starting the container or creating the container, these are all the things has been executed. If you see at the starting of the container, my screen is right. It is saying sudo docker logs. If you see here, it has been set. This is how it will start, right? When we start catalina.sh or startup.sh, when we start Docker container, this is how it is going to print, right? It is going to start your Jenkins or Tomcat like this, right? So it has been doing all these actions. Okay, this is a proof that catalina.sh has been executed. So you can see somewhere also that command has been executed. So now Is it clear, guys, so far? How to create a container, how to create an image, how to expose it with a -p port number. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What you have to give this. Okay. Now my question is, where is my image exists in my Docker host? So if I have this image here, okay, for example, this is just think this is my dev environment. This Docker host, wherever I have is, this is my dev environment. Here I created a Docker image, created a container, that is fine. But using the same image, I want to create a container in my QA, in my pre-production. So what should I do? Do I need to rebuild the image using same command, Docker build -t? Do I need to create an image once again? No. I can reuse this image everywhere, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. We
So,
can
but
use
we-
the image multiple.
Yeah, the same image I can use. But if you want to reuse the image at multiple different servers, it need to be placed at some central location. If it is in my local, I cannot share it with the other machines. So I want to keep it in a central location. What is that? Is Docker Hub. I want to place this on my Docker Hub, right? I want to place it on my Docker Hub. So I already logged into my Docker Hub, right? With KC Technologies. This is my username. I have logged in with this, right? Now I have already so many images here. Now I want to push my image here. So how to push that image here is, first you need to build the image. Okay. I need to build the image. So I already have my image here. I need to have my image here. So I need to push this image. So my image is there. I want to push this image to my Docker Hub so that I can pull it on different machines. Even you can pull and create a containers, right? So, but how to pull here? So first for that, you need to have an image ready. Okay, I have my image ready and I need to push it into my Docker Hub. So to push that, you cannot directly push it into your Docker Hub. You need to have a valid user account. Yes, I have a valid user account. If I don't have a valid user account, if I push it to Docker Hub, on whose account it has to push? On whose account? Either your account, my account. It cannot identify, right? So there should be a valid account. Yes, I created an account. I have this.
This is GitHub, sir.
Docker Hub, sir. Oh, sorry. I'm on GitHub.
Sir.
Oh, it was. Oh, my mistake. Thank you, man. I did not even notice that. Oh, thank you. So now let me go to Docker Hub. That is what it was showing something. I didn't observe that. I just I did not even noticed. It was showing something related to Git. I thought like for the image, it was showing the path. Like, okay. So I'm logging into my Docker Hub. It was showing KC Maven technology, something like that, right? So when it was showing the repositories, I got confused something, but I didn't notice that clearly. So these are the images I have pushed earlier, right? I have pushed. See, I can push the images here, right? For that, you need to create a repository here. For that, you need to create a repository, or without repository also you can push directly. For now, let me create one repository. Repository is nothing but same like GitHub repository only. In Docker Hub also, I'm going to create one repository. Repository is nothing but image. Whatever I have an image here, whatever the image I have here, right? So whatever the image I have here, so this image I want to push it to Docker, right? So for this image, there should be one repository. So there should be one repository. Repository is nothing but one image. So now I want to create one repository. So let me create one repository. What is the name of the repository I want to give? It is my first image. Anything you can give. For example, I want to create it for example, for the application name we give in general, whatever the application we want to give, like Flipkart application, something like that, right? Flipkart, Amazon, like that, or Jenkins, KC Tech, like that, right? So for now, I want to give my first or else batch. So this is batch 22, right? Batch 22 image I'm giving. So the image name is batch 22. You should not give colon. And you observe here, if I give a capital case, it will not take. See, it is saying your repository name must contain a combination of alphanumeric characters and may contain the special characters. These special characters you can have. Letters must be lowercase. All the letters must be lowercase. You cannot create a capital case. So your description you want. And you remember in this Docker Hub, you can create both public and private repositories. Public means once you push this image or place the image inside your public repository, everyone can access this. Everyone can pull that image. Everyone can see that. But if it's a private repository, same like GitHub repository, if it's a private repository, others cannot see until you provide them access. Right? So you only can see, or else if you give access to someone, they can see this. But it will be in a private. But remember one thing, private they'll charge. It is chargeable. Only one image, private image, see, using 0 of 1 private repositories means you can create one private repository. If you create more than one, they'll charge for that. Okay, anyways, pushing and everything is same, only the security part is different for public and private. So let me use public only. So I'm creating a private repository. Sorry, public repository, creating. So even without creating this repository also, you don't need to come and create a repository here. Directly you can push, but for now I'm showing just for that naming conventions, right? It will not allow capital letter to show that I created, right? Now, so you can create a repository and push it here, or else without creating a repository also directly from here, you can push there. Okay. Now I have this image. Okay, let me not, let me not end this session. Okay. So I have this image. I want to push it to this Docker Hub. This Docker Hub, my AWS account, I want to push it. So if you want to push it to your specific Docker Hub, right? First you need to log in there. So Docker login. So when you type Docker login here, right, it will ask for your Docker Hub credentials, username and password. Whatever I have used to log in here, right? Those credentials I have to give it here. Okay, before logging in, let me tell one more point here. So when you try to push an image into your Docker Hub, when you try to push your Docker image into your Docker Hub, the name should be matching with your repository. It should be like this. If it is a public, it is a common repository, not official image, right? It is not an official image, right? So now the naming should be like this. You have to create image like this only. The repository is nothing but image, right? The repository name and image name should be matching. But what is my image name here? Sorry, not here. Here. What is my image name? My first image. But what is the repository name here? So my image name is my first image, but the repository name is something batch 22. So while creating the image itself, you have to create with this name. So username to login / image name, you have to create like this. For example, let me show you. I'll create one more image. You observe here, sudo docker build -t. Sorry. Sudo -t :1.0 docker build. Sorry, it has not copied properly. Let me take this again. So while creating the image itself, so I'm creating one. What is missing? Build requires one argument. Okay, that is okay. Let me do like this. Let me type it here. I think dot is missing. Batch 22 image dot. Okay, my repository name is like this, right? So it should be same like that. You have to build like this. But if I build like this, it's okay, fine. See here, it is building with the proper same. It is doing redoing the same thing. It is, you see now, it is not downloading this. Why? Because for the previous image, for this my first image, it has already downloaded. Right? So it is not going to download once again. Now we observe here, it has built the images, right? I have this image. I can push this image. Because this name and repository name both are matching. I can push this. But let me remove this for now. So if you can easily push this, once you log in, you can easily push that. But let me show one thing.
Sudo.
Yeah, use. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, it is saying the image cannot be running a container. Okay, which image I try to remove? So you observe here, these two got same name, same ID. Sorry, some not same name.
Same image ID.
because similar light it has created. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me remove forcefully and see conflict. Okay, let's keep aside. Let's keep that aside. We will discuss about that images part. Ray pseudo. Okay, first let me show you this. How to push this, I'll show you. Then we will think of how to retag it and all. We'll see later. First, let me push this. First, let me push this. If the name is matching, how to push it. So what I'm going to do is sudo docker login. Okay, I'll log in. Username it is asking. KC Technologies. So what is the name? I forgot. KC Technologies DevOps. Okay. DevOps for my email ID. Okay. Username. Do you want my username? Okay, done. Login credentials is success. And this is also interview question. When you log in, where Docker is going to store your credentials in this location under user home directory, like this dot config/json. Inside this, your credentials are stored. So next time when you want to push it into the same repository, same Docker Hub repository, you no need to log in once again. Already your credentials are stored. So now I logged in. Now I want to push it. So how to push the images? Docker push is the command. So let me remove this sudo here. I don't want to use sudo every time. I'll tell you. So how to push that is using push command. Sorry, where is that? Push command. What is the image name you have given? So here we have given the image name, right? So including, so we have not given tag, I guess, there. So it is going to take the latest, right? Push it. So now you observe here, pushing that, pushing this. It is pushing that image. Done. Done. Now if I go and refresh here, if I refresh here, so my image has, see, with the latest tag, I have not given any tag, right? So latest tag, it has pulled few minutes ago. It has been pushed my image. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Understood? So this is how we push the images, right? Just now I have pushed. See, it is pushing. It is showing one time it has pushed, right? One image has been pushed here, right? This one. No, just now. Updated a few seconds ago. Now let me remove these containers. Sudo yes -a. Ayo, Docker is missing. So let me stop this container and remove it, or else forcibly I'll remove the container. Docker rm container -f forcibly. Okay, I'm removing the container. Okay, sudo images. Okay, let me remove this image also forcibly. Sudo docker. Done. Now see, if you see, right now I have this image. Now this image, okay, let me go and remove that image from here, right? So let me remove this repository. I'll show you if the name is different, how to push it, right? Let me remove this from here. I think here it has delete repository. So I'm going to remove this repository. I'm going to remove this repository. Now see this, for example, I'll create same repository once again. Create, for example, batch 20. Go on mute. I'm creating this batch 22. Go on mute. Okay. So now I created a repository. Now I want to push this image to that repository, but name is not matching. What should I do? While creating the image, if you have created with the proper naming like this, you can directly push it. But the name is not matching. I already created an image with a different name, but I want to push that repository. What you can do is you can tag it. You can tag it using this. You can doing this. For example, like this. Let me show you. Docker tag my first image : 1.0. I want to tag it like this one. What is that name? KC Technologies DevOps. Let me type it. KC Technologies DevOps / batch 22 image or batch 22. What I gave there. batch 22 image. Image, if you want to give any tag 1.0, right? Now I tagged it. Now if you type images, see this has been tagged. See this image has been tagged, means it's similar like that. It is like one more copy of that image like this. Now I can push that image. So I'm going to push it like this. I don't need to log in now because I already logged in. So my credentials are stored. So Docker push the same name, right? So this image I want to push. So if you have created an image with a different name, okay, it is saying there is no image like that. Spelling mistake. So what is the name here? We have batch 22. Batch 22 image. Anything KC Technologies jobs. Anything is missing here? Yes. Tag the, oh, okay. I think here there is a spelling mistake here. It is saying there is no proper tag. Let me yes. I have tagged it clearly. Okay, let me do one thing. Aha, okay. I have not given the version, guys. Version I have not given. There is no image, right? So version I have not given 1.0. Okay, so let me use this. Now it is pushing. So you're saying this image, if you don't give latest, will be taken, right? But there is no latest image. So it was trying for latest. It is saying there is no latest. Now if you, but I have, after that I have given a specific tag. So now if you go to my repository and refresh it, I'll be able to see that image has been posted. Understood? So how it is, we have to create a Docker file, build the image with a proper name. If you have not